Hello and welcome to an episode number 5 in fact, of Little Fish. Little Fish is the show where you send in your best facts and we rip them to pieces, and hopefully most of this week, we tell you how great they are. And we've done a little bit more research on each one of them so we can tell you a little bit more if we found some. So let's have no further ado.
Yep.
Andy, give us a fact.
All right. Izzy Turner writes in with a fact about the St. Anne's Church in Cork City.
Cork City.
Beautiful city.
Yeah. It makes it sound like a factory town, like, welcome to Cork City, son. We make all the cork. But it's not. That's not it.
Can't grow cork in Ireland. Wrong climate.
So what's the... Right, it's not about the etymology of the name Cork.
No.
And Izzy's fact.
But there will be a Cork City somewhere,
Yeah,
right?
Portugal.
Portugal? What?
Tunisia is a huge cork
My understanding is Portugal is the world's largest exporter of cork.
Interesting.
And the reason I think that is because I've been to Cork City, as in a city that makes corks, and I bought a cork bow tie from that city. And if I ever have to wear a bow tie, I still wear the one that's made out of cork.
I'm believing James. I don't know why.
What?
There's something about what he said.
And you know what? With a cork bow tie, if you're ever on a boat and accidentally fall overboard, that stuff floats.
Well, there you go.
But it'll float so much that your neck will be out of the water, but unfortunately your head will be submerged.
Yeah.
It's just... I'm
Oh,
Googling
yeah,
cork production stats
I'm
now.
so sure that Tunisia has a higher cork production than Portugal. But
Okay, I've Googled it and I don't want to talk about this anymore. Izzy's fact is about St. Anne's Church in Cork City, and all 4 clocks on the faces of the clock tower display a different time to each other.
Amazing.
And the clock is known as the Four-Faced Liar.
So none of them's right.
I think they're all roughly right, but they're all different to each other.
Oh, so it's not like a London, Paris, Tokyo.
No, it's all like 3:15, 3:19, 3:24. It's like, ugh.
Question. So I have 2 people I know. One of them's my wife and the other one's Anna Tashinsky, who regularly have their clocks set to the wrong time so that they're never late for things.
Oh, I do
Yep.
that too, yeah.
You do that? Do you do that, Andy?
My Casio naturally runs fast due to my body heat, but
What?
I don't remember that as part of Einstein's.
that's because it's a quartz watch. It's got a wafer of quartz inside.
A wafer?
A wafer of quartz. If you run an electric current through it, it vibrates a certain number of times per second. And under warmer temperatures, it vibrates more.
Does it?
And that means that your watch runs slightly fast. So on a hot day, your Casio will gain.
I
run
can't
ahead
tell
of
if
it.
you're telling the truth.
I'm
or
telling
not.
it.
Are
This is
you?
gospel.
How much time? Like, I'll set mine to maybe 10 minutes faster.
Yeah, you won't arrive. You're not suddenly going to be arriving 10 minutes early for things on a warmer day.
You're running like microseconds ahead, aren't you?
Yeah, but that's how I plan my time. I'm very busy, Dan. I have to do it to the microsecond. So anyway, I looked up this clock, basically, the St. Anne's Church in Cork City, and there's a tourist website I found which claims that this was the first 4-faced clock until Big Ben was built.
Rubbish.
I just can't believe it. I can't believe that we didn't have the technology of clocks with 4 sides on. I know, think back. You're thinking about cathedral clocks and things, aren't you? But they're often on the front of a building.
Thinking like, what's that tower in Warsaw? Has that got clocks on it?
No. Oh, yes, it has. But
That's
maybe
old.
only 2.
Oh,
I don't know. I think that's very interesting. Anyway,
amazing.
I have one related fact. Can I crowbar in an extra audience fact? Matt Ireland wrote in, and actually we were talking recently about people with place names, surnames.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Ireland, he writes in with, in Beccles in Suffolk, the church tower only has 3 clocks on its 4 sides. The reason was when it was built, the people of Suffolk didn't want the people of Norfolk to know the time of day.
That's so good.
Not getting our time for free, those cheapskates.
That's very
It's
good.
funny, I think that Cork City is where they make corks and Mat Island is the entire island where they make welcome mats.
Would you know what Cork Island, I've just quickly looked it up on the sly, what they are big producers of for the world.
Oh, Cork, the city of Cork?
Yeah, the city.
Class where?
Well,
they do
County
it?
Cork, yeah, Ireland.
No, I don't know.
It is Viagra.
Oh, yes, the Viagra factory is down there.
Are they?
Because I remember there was a story that locals in the town were standing downwind of the Viagra plant.
Because it's like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. He walks past the factory and he smells the amazing smells of the chocolate every day, and he walks slowly. And would you do that and slowly start bending over? And
you wouldn't get a golden ticket in your chocolate. Well, I'm not sure what you would get.
5 golden Viagra pills. The lucky openers will receive a permanent erection. Willy Wonka, more like.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, carry on.
Willy Wanker. Yeah. Okay, Jamie Thompson says, Dear Fishmongers. He's given us the name Fishmongers there.
Nice.
Thought you might like this if you don't already know about it. And he sent me a link to the Pentagon pizza theory. Now, I'm sure we all have heard of this before.
No.
Yeah.
This is the idea that if something is going down on a mass scale with the government in America and the Pentagon need to get involved, they're going to have to put in long hours. And so they're going to have to order in food. And it's been noted that there are certain times when there are huge orders of pizza for the Pentagon for these late night sessions. So the idea is that if orders are spiking at any kind of pizza place near the White House or Pentagon, it means something is about to happen. Something's going on.
And can you leverage that? Like, can you sort of short stocks?
There are
whatever?
websites that will look at the different pizza parlors and see how busy they are.
Really?
Yeah, the pizza meter.
It happened quite recently. I can't remember what it was for. Maybe it's Israel.
I thought there was this whole rumor that went around because suddenly Donald Trump disappeared for a weekend. And everyone's like, is he ill?
When he
Has
died. When he died. Yeah.
Exactly. And so they were monitoring.
They were putting the final touches to the Robo-Trump. Yeah.
Yes.
But it kept on making sense when it spoke. So people knew.
Come on, we don't want to have to make an apology or a £1 billion fine.
If you were trying to persuade people you weren't a supervillain, would you sue for $1 billion? Like,
Yeah, very true. But
anyway,
yeah,
that's
so-
a great theory.
Yeah,
the Pentagon
wonderful.
pizza.
And it is a theory. It's not. That's why it has the word theory at the end.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Okay. I got another one here from Matt Bromhead. Matt says, my fact this week is that Patsy Cline, the first female artist to be inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, used to give out her home phone number to fans in case they wanted to call her, which she did. We kind of spoke about this recently with Amy Gledhill about Laurel and Hardy, which is that Stan Laurel used to give out his phone number and people would call him and he would just answer at home if someone
I think that
called.
got cut from the final edit.
Okay, all right.
Actually, but yeah, he did do that after Hardy died.
Yeah, and so Patsy Cline used to...
Cline is great.
Patsy-
Do you know her stuff?
I don't really.
She's bloody good.
And she died very young. She was 30 years old. It was a plane crash. So she
joking?
didn't have much time to carve out a full career. But
I've got a couple of albums in my music app.
A Church, a Courtroom, Then Goodbye is one of her songs.
Sounds sad.
Yeah.
Well, that's
but
great.
that happens less and less these days. But
What? Phone numbers being given out.
people dying in plane crashes. Yes, that.
Okay, here's one from Tom Hayes. Tom says, former Lib Dem leader Ming Campbell once beat O.J. Simpson in a 100-meter race.
Amazing.
And it's true. That's what I can say. Ming Campbell was an amazing runner in his time.
And so, for international listeners, the Lib Dems are a big deal political party in the UK.
Yeah. And for non-American listeners, O.J. Simpson is a murderer. So,
well, that lawsuit bell is dinging away. But was he a runner as well?
O.J. Simpson. Well, O.J. Simpson was a football player, an American football player, and he was also extremely fast, like a lot of them are. But Ming Campbell was a runner who captained the Scottish men's team at the 1966 Commonwealth Games in Jamaica. He was known, according to Tom Hayes, as the fastest white man on the planet.
Wow.
And I think he probably was for some of the time. He was at the 1964 Olympics, but lost in the second round, and the British relay team came last in that Olympics. But he gave up athletics in 1968, just before the next Olympics at Mexico City. And the year earlier, he'd finished second to Tommy Smith in an indoor race in Sacramento. So do you know who Tommy Smith is?
Yeah, but for anyone who doesn't, would have...
So in the 1960s, Dan wasn't paying attention, otherwise he would have jumped
I
in.
don't know who Tommy Smith is. No idea.
In the 68 Olympics, he was the guy who stood on the podium and did the Black Power salute.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And Ming Campbell should have been in that race by all accounts, but he gave up his career the year earlier to become a politician and a lawyer. So in another reality, Campbell decides not to become a politician, beats Tommy Smith in the final of the 1968 Mexico City Olympics, and then Tommy Smith's never able to do his historic salute.
Wow, what a sliding doors moment. I would love to see the movie of this event.
Is it still sliding doors, though? Is the film still sliding doors?
So it's Gwyneth Paltrow and the politician from the Lib Dems.
Is it Gwyneth Paltrow playing Ming Campbell?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Good.
Who else is in that movie?
I can't even remember if it's Gwyneth Paltrow.
It feels like it's Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
It's certainly John Hannah, I believe.
Wow.
So is John Hannah playing Tommy Smith?
He's
Yeah,
OJ.
going to be a challenging casting. Woke will have need to receded quite a bit for this film to get made, I would say. Well, great.
But yeah,
great
that was
fact.
really good. And I went into the newspaper archives and looked at the stories for when Ming Campbell was around doing these races. And yeah, he was basically, all the Scottish newspapers were saying that he's the next fastest man in the world, and the Sassenachs need to believe it, because like, will he get into the British team or not? Because maybe English will just put all the English runners in and stuff.
How funny.
It's
I
really
don't-
interesting when you look back.
Yeah, because it would have been weird. It would have been a weird headline. Like, oh, great sprinter decides to go into politics. Well, he'll never go anywhere. Actually, he's going to be the leader of the Lib Dems one day when he's extremely old.
Yeah, still running.
Still running. Brilliant.
Okay, here's one from Jake Clements, who writes, my wife Katie has been taking a course in landscape gardening and came across a particular type of bramble and hasn't stopped giggling at the Latin name. It's called a Cockburnianus.
Ooh, that was...
Now, I would pronounce that Coburnianus.
Yep.
Because it's named after the Coburn family, but Coburn is spelled Cockburn. And yeah, I tried to find out more about it. There was a blog that said, I've been trying to find out who among the Coburn family was being honoured by William Botting Helmsley when he named this newly discovered species, but without success. But I think I've worked out who it probably was. I think it was probably Henry Coburn, who served in China for 25 years as British Consul General.
Okay.
Because this is it's a bramble that's found in China.
Well, that's great.
So I'm pretty certain it's that person, not 100% certain, but yeah.
Has the name sort of limited the bramble's popularity?
You know what, brambles, I think, don't have as much popularity as you might imagine.
Oh, you go to any garden centre and there'll be an extensive bramble section. You're like a rose or a dahlia. I think another bramble.
I have brambles in my garden.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you grow? Are they blackberry brambles?
They have, I think it's blackberries, yeah, some kind of berries on there.
Do you know what? I don't know what a bramble is. I've just realised. My whole life I've been casually referring to brambles. I don't know what they are. What is a bramble?
Well, to me, it was always just a spiky bush, but I guess there's some kind of other botanical.
Don't write in.
Don't write in. And apologies to my wife for last year's anniversary flowers. I see now that was not romantic.
What year is the bramble anniversary?
It's the last year, always.
It's the Cockburnianus years.
The Cockburnianus years is an amazing name for an American sitcom from the 1980s, isn't it?
That's the final Adrian Mole book. My turn. This is from Drew Ferguson. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, they have a conservation list. The least weasel is currently considered to be of least concern.
What about the most weasel?
So just hanging on in
Andy
there.
mentioned this on a podcast recently.
Did I?
Yeah. I can't remember what it was, but it's definitely something I've edited recently.
Have you edited it out?
No.
Oh, dang. Oh, sorry. Maybe it just came to me in the moment and I forgot I'd earmarked it.
I think you might have said that someone sent it in.
Oh, there we go. Who sent it in?
Drew Ferguson.
Well, thank you, Drew. Double mention for you.
Well, actually, I don't think you mentioned his name the first time.
Single mention for you, Drew, but your fact has been on twice. Really good.
Here's one from Soam Mukherjee. Brackets, NB, email is so old, the fact may have changed. I think that's some commentary from you, Andy.
Yep.
So this person said, after staying up late on Wednesday to watch, don't know which Wednesday it was, could have been any Wednesday in the last 5 years, to watch United, and he's talking about Manchester United, lose away to Grimsby Town, 12-11 on penalties. Going to work the next morning was probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Anywho, it turns out that after this result, Grimsby Town, currently in the 4th division of English football, are now unbeaten against Manchester United for nearly 100 years, last losing in 1946.
Wow.
In that time, they have only played 3 matches, with Grimsby winning 2 and drawing 1. So, nice facts if you like football. If you don't like football, imagine what the headlines might have been for Grimsby beating Man United. So Grimsby is a very famous area for making fish.
Yes.
Or fishing. What might they have gone for? I saw this in a tweet by Martin Samuel, the journalist. So can you guess what the headlines were when Grimsby beat Man United in this amazing game?
And they're a big fishing town, so that's...
Feels like that's...
I feel like that's a clue.
Yeah.
Who was a clue?
Cod Almighty.
Very close. Same pun, slightly different phrase.
Cod. Where is your cod now?
I'm going to give it you. Act of cod.
Act of cod is very good.
And the other one was something you might say about a football team when they've been beaten.
They're in a bad place.
Very good, but no.
They think it's all over now.
It is trout. They think it's all over. It is trout. Final answer.
The answer is battered.
Oh.
Anyway, I did some Googling about other football teams who've got good records against Man United. MK Dons have never lost against Manchester United in their entire history, which admittedly is very short because they're a franchise who kind of took over another football team. But they've had 1 win, 4-0, and Southend United have never lost against Man United. They've had 1 win of 1-0.
If you beat them once, you're just like, well, we're never playing Man United again.
Yeah,
you know?
That was like when I used to play chess and my brother got better than me. I beat him once. I said, right, that's it.
That is so childish.
I was a child.
4-0 is a battering.
Very good. Unfortunately, that was MK Dons who did that, and Milton Keynes is not a very famous fishing area.
No, Milton Keynes, they really sent them round about the houses.
Very good.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I'll do one here. This is from Phil P. Phil P says, 1918 in the UK, there was a Chinese magician who became quite famous named Cheng Ling Su. He was quite old, spoke no English. On stage, though, he got shot trying to perform the bullet catch trick. Shocking as it was, his dying words shocked the audience even more when he said, "Lower the curtain, something went wrong." And so he had been playing this character. It's a very famous character within the world of magic, William Ellsworth Robinson. And he basically...
Wait, that was his real name?
That was his real name. And he
okay.
basically created a character that was an old Chinese magician who would do amazing tricks on stage. But if anyone has seen the movie The Prestige, it's used as an example of how a magician's act extends beyond. Yeah, I know. Andy
sorry, the listener doesn't see this, but Andy just rolled his eyes in such a way.
It's a ridiculous film.
He's got a big old Nolan issue.
I once asked my wife to read me out the plot of The Prestige during a long car journey so that I could be annoyed about it. We were stuck in traffic and I was driving.
Oh, you weren't annoyed enough by the traffic.
I needed an edge. Yeah.
You know what I unironically love is the Now You See Me movies.
I've watched it like 10 times in the last month.
Okay, that's a trick that they pulled on you.
I actually really, really love them.
I think because it's magicians who do a con.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah. They're 4 magicians who are brought together and they don't know why, but there's a big magic idea for them to pull off this ultimate thing, but they don't know who they're working for. And they slowly have to complete this and then...
Are they good? Because I've seen... Are there 2 of them, these films?
There's 2 of them.
There's 2, well, a third one came out a couple of weeks ago, but actually when we're recording this comes out on Friday.
Is the third one called Now You Three Me?
No, it's called Now You Don't
Now
or
You
something.
Don't.
That's a terrible... I think my main problem with those films is the names, because it's Now You See Me, which is a good title for a magic film.
Yep.
It should have just been called Now You Don't, the second one.
Absolutely.
But instead it was called Now You See Me Too.
Yeah.
That's a bad title.
Yeah.
And then the third one is called Now You Don't, when that should have been the second.
It makes no sense.
It should have been Now You See Me, then Now You Don't, then Now You Three Me.
Yeah.
I think we'll think of something for the 4th film.
Yeah. Unless this is a cleverly planned misdirection, the second title, the third title, and it's all going to make sense in the fourth.
That'll be it. I can't believe you've watched them so much over the last fortnight. That's mad.
They were just good to have in the background while I needed to do other stuff. It's a good background movie. Woody Harrelson, he's just got something about him.
Okay, well, on that note, I think we've come to the end of your facts. So we're going to go to some of our old facts, and we're going to dish them out to people who are members of the Friend of the Podcast tier on Patreon. So drum roll, please, everyone. Well, that was okay, Andy, but I might add it in post. Let's hear the first person who is a friend of the podcast.
Yeah, okay. Here is a fact, and Luc Ladroit, it's a brilliant name. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. But anyway, Luc, it's your fact, and it's that a computer game has been invented that takes more than a lifetime to complete.
Yeah,
This was a James Harkin.
Yeah, and the idea was that you could play the game and then you could pass your high score on to your descendants who could then continue the game. And it was the idea, I mean, quite a long time ago we did this fact. It was the idea of like digital currency and how that will go when you die. Because we know what happens to your money when you die, but what happens to your digital stuff?
Self. Yes. We could have invented crypto.
Bro,
Could have invented.
could have done.
We could have.
Because this would be 2014. Where was crypto in 2014?
Probably Bitcoin had been invented, but
Imagine if during that show we'd researched it and found out that there's a thing called Bitcoin and told all of our listeners about it, and everyone bought one Bitcoin.
Yeah.
All of our listeners. We could be selling Friend of the Podcast for 50 grand.
you just. Did we ever mention this guy someone who bought in something like 2010? I think Bitcoin had been invented a while ago. He bought a couple of pizzas for something like 10,000 Bitcoin. He would have been a billionaire several times over today if he'd just not done that.
And now Papa John's is who they are.
Anyway, Luke, that's your fact now to safeguard and shepherd and keep forever. And maybe you can play in fact, why not play the game?
Yeah, you'll have to go back to episode number 7 to find out what it was. Dan, can you give us another one?
Yep, this one is for Jakob. And the fact is that 2013 was the first year since 1933 that there hasn't been a sighting of the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, do you know what's happened since then?
There's been plenty of sightings.
Has there?
Well, interestingly, it was the very nature of releasing a headline like that, which this was in the papers at the time, that spurred people on to claim and send in photos and say that they've
Is it not
seen
the fact that basically they had lots of sightings while cameras were really shit for about 50 years, and suddenly everyone had a phone and cameras got really good, and then there stopped being sightings, and then Photoshop was invented, and suddenly there were loads of sightings again?
It's been tough. There is a theory.
When you can't pass off a leaf floating on the water.
There is a theory that what if it's not that those photos were always blurry, but what if, say, the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot themselves are blurry? So that's one of the counter arguments to that.
And it's a devastating counter argument.
What if they're all former members of the IRA and they have to be blurred every time they're on screen?
And their voices have to be done by out-of-work actors.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's an excellent theory. Okay, well, Jakob, congratulations. No guessing whose fact that was when it was originally said. That was mine.
Okay, I've got one from Anna here, which is now under the custodianship of Mark Osborne. And Mark, your fact is that the French government forced Madame Tussaud to make models of her friends' decapitated heads. Oh, a bit of a macabre one there for Mark.
Yeah.
Macabre, more like.
Very good. Yeah.
I want you guys to know that I would do that for you.
You would make models of our
It wasn't
decapitated
for the people whose heads have been decapitated. It was for their enemies.
I just want you to know that I would make models of your decapitated heads.
Would you?
If I was forced to by the government.
Right.
I just want you guys to know that I would do that for you. I'm sorry. I thought you'd react better to it.
No, I'm wondering in what genre of model, like a puppet head, like a waxwork.
We've already got puppets of the four of us.
So the job's done, mate.
The job's done. Do you want that to be your model in perpetuity, though?
Yeah.
Do you?
I mean, you can't.
In fairness, it looks more like Dan than Dan looks like Dan.
Why don't we just get Don Music from Sesame Street? Look it up. No, but I would do that for you guys.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. But I feel like you don't have the requisite training on modelling heads. And possibly the heads that you make of me, Dan, and Anna might not be exactly true to life.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
Why are you doing it? What situation are you imagining?
The government is forcing me. I don't know.
Right.
I think so. Was it? Why was she being forced to make models of her friends' heads? Was it that they wanted to commemorate the friends? No, not commemorate because they've been decapitated.
They were enemies of the revolution.
Oh, so it was like, look, here are the enemies of the revolution,
Yeah.
and here's what they suffered.
But Madame Tussaud was friends with those people. But instead, she wasn't killed because she hadn't done anything really bad, but they forced her to make the heads, which was...
It wasn't like Dupierre, your next door neighbor. It was prominent people.
Yeah, well, you guys are prominent people. You're prominent in the podcast world.
Andy, before you dig yourself any deeper into this Madame Tussaud-shaped hole, why don't you tell us about the next custodian of a fact?
Okay. Hello, Todd Norbury. You are getting a fact, which I would say is one of my faves of all time. During the Normandy landings, the Allied forces deployed dogs by parachute.
Do you remember the days when we used to have parachuting animals in every episode?
It was a happy time in my life. I love this fact so much. Is that, in fact, it might have been the first feet to touch the ground in the Normandy landings were dog feet.
Really? Wow.
Because they were German shepherds, and they were maybe...
Was that to trick the Germans into thinking that
Yeah.
they were on their side?
Yep.
Or because they could speak German?
They could say surrender in
Right.
the German language. Yeah. I was about to say in the local language, but of course the local language was French, which was the whole problem in many ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are we saying that the whole problem of the Second World War was that French people were living in France?
No, I'm saying
Because that's sure what it sounded like.
the presence of the German army in France was one of the problems of the Second World War.
That was a
others.
problem,
That
for
was
sure.
a problem. That was a big problem.
That was.
We're not one of those podcasts. You can find them elsewhere on the podcast store, all right? There are plenty now. Anyway, these were German shepherds, and they were parachuted in to help with the Normandy landings and be the kind of first dogs on the ground.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they did now.
Might have just been barking orders.
Brilliant.
Oh,
It's so nice when you get a second bite at the cherry 11 years later.
Dan, give us another one.
Okay, I got one here. This is an interesting one. This is an interesting fact to be a custodian of because it's been 11 years, and sometimes facts that we've said have been looked into more, and we discover that they're not strictly as true as we thought they were when we first said them. So this is a fact that is going to ARJG, and the fact is that the music track on the anti-piracy advert used on all DVDs was itself pirated.
Lovely fact.
Great fact. You know that it would be sort of, you wouldn't steal a handbag, you wouldn't steal a car. It was this big ad, and the story was at the time that this had been itself pirated. I believe I got it from an Australian scientist who's been on No Such Thing as a Fish,
Dr. Carl?
Dr. Carl. Got it from one of his books.
I think it was there are slightly disputed versions of events. Some people say the music was used without permission. That has been a bit disputed because there was a different anti-piracy ad which definitely did use stolen music. So that did happen. And also there were questions about whether they'd licensed the typeface.
Yes.
I mean, it was kind of a nightmare.
All we know for sure is that it caused an absolute massive upsurge in people stealing handbags. Okay, here is another fact. This one is under the custodianship of Louisa Biviano. And Louisa, your fact is... Oh, it's one from Alex Bell. It's his first ever fact on the podcast. And it is that one of the last things that NASA had to do before launching space shuttles was remove their inflatable owls.
Nice.
So that was Alex Bell's fact. It is now under your custodianship, Louisa.
Congratulations.
Fantastic.
And they used these inflatable owls to scare away other smaller birds, didn't they?
Yeah, I think it was like hawks as well. I think it was flying animals, and it worked.
And I guess
supposedly.
mice?
Possibly.
I mean, I don't know how
And
big...
burglars who are afraid of owls.
It's awful when you get downstairs to the space shuttle in the morning and it's gone and you feel like such an idiot and you realise it's been burgled and you spend a while looking, oh, maybe I parked it in the next space along and it's just not. I've had that situation.
Yeah.
It's a kicker.
Okay, we're going to have two more, I think. So, Andy, why don't you give us one now?
I'll do one. This one goes out to Craig Taylor. Congratulations, Craig. Because your fact is this zinger, is that according to the government of the Czech Republic, there are 3 symbols of Easter. Easter eggs, the Easter lamb, and whipping. Being whipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was because whipping was like a tradition, wasn't it?
Yes.
That they did. Like young boys would go around whipping young girls or something.
It was a different time.
It was a different time. But yeah, I mean, that was one of those facts where I didn't know for sure because I'm not Czech and I didn't have anyone in the Czech Republic to check with, so to speak. But that's why you said according to the government, because it was on the government website.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, I mean,
Was the country still the Czech Republic then, or had it become Czechia?
I do believe that the government has recently said, if you don't really want to call it Czechia, we don't mind.
Oh, that's a botched rebrand, isn't it? That's embarrassing.
Yes.
So I think that's really interesting that we've now been going so long that's changed. Wasn't there another country? Wasn't it? What are those two inside South Africa?
Swaziland.
Yeah.
Oh, Eswatini.
Eswatini.
Yeah. Which used to be Swaziland is now Eswatini.
It's because of esports, isn't it?
Yes,
It's not
exactly.
changed. Yeah. They're like getting in that branding.
But Turkey has changed its name to Turkey, but spelt differently.
Has it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Did you know? Oh, you've not been spelling it the old-fashioned way, have you? How embarrassing.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no. What is it now? Is it the sort of Turkey? Yes.
It's
spelling?
Turkey, yeah.
Oh, no, and I've been going around spelling it Turkey.
Yep.
Oh, no. Oh, God, we've been eating turkey at Christmas.
Oh, you're still allowed to spell that the old way.
Oh, no. We've been eating turkey, at Christmas.
Okay, one last fact before we wrap up for today. Daniel Schreiber.
Yeah, this comes from Anna Toshinsky and Matt GS. This now belongs to you. At Earl's Court Tube Station in 1911, a one-legged man was employed to ride the escalator. His name was Bumper Harris. That was also a classic at the time.
A classic fact.
Yeah.
Bumper Harris.
Bumper
And he was
Harris.
hired,
He was hired, wasn't he, to show that it was safe?
even if you were one-legged,
Yeah.
it was not a scary thing to... Because there must have been someone who was the first ever person to go on an escalator.
Yeah.
And they couldn't know it wouldn't eat them.
And there are descriptions of people. In fact, I think I said this at the time on the podcast at Stratford International Mall. I was constantly, as I was going down the escalators, there would be people on there who clearly, and they're like in their 70s, were going on for the very first time and not knowing and almost falling on you and stopping at the bottom, not knowing to move. It was wild. I got to watch what the Bumper Harris world was experiencing.
So
Yeah.
for hours on end, you used to sit there, didn't you, laughing at those old people?
Get a few tins of beer, sit in your camp chair. I reckon there'll still be a couple of billion people who've not had a chance to go on an escalator yet on Earth alive today, I would say.
Absolutely.
I mean, so many people lack electricity, which
Yeah.
is one of the very few like diesel-powered escalators, I'm guessing. Yeah, no, sorry. There are no nuclear ones that I know of.
Well, if you are a maker and distributor of nuclear-powered escalators, then do write into podcast@qi.com. And indeed, if you want to write in with anything, do write into podcast@qi.com. If you want to speak to the rest of us individually, you don't want Dan or Andy to hear what you have to say to me, then I can be found on Instagram at no such thing as James Harkin. Dan?
Yeah, I'm on at Schreiberland.
And I'm on @AndrewHunterM.
I didn't even need to ask you.
And my name's Andy.
And more can be found about the podcast at no such thing as a fish.com. We will see you for another Little Fish next week. Other stuff in the meantime. Goodbye.